Assimilation and digestion is the very important words we have to keep in mind about the chestnut bud, because they are preoccupied with many things. The thought pattern is very fast. The thoughts go ahead again and again, overlap. The thoughts overlap another thought of their own thought. Because of that, they cannot digest what is happening around them, what is actually processing inside them. They could not assimilate the natural things in in the fullness of in the flowers quality. If the chestnut bud quality is that, the flowers quality is that you have a good observation, you have a good digestion, in the sense that you digest what is happening inside you. And while it is told that digestion, you don't overeat. That is important. What is needed is taken, and what is taken is digested. Then you assimilate. Assimilate means you understand, amalgamate, and then unify things, so that the point you are telling, the way you are living, and the grand display you are setting for the world will be very unique and very spiritual and divine. That is the quality of chestnut bud. Because when you see other living creatures, no creature is doing any error, fault, or they don't bother about their success. We only do wrong things, we do errors. No other creature is overeating, no other creature is in overweight, no other plant is having any depression. These things are happening because other living creatures, including plants, they know, they are instinctual, they are doing the process of the cosmos. But the thing is, we are given the quality of knowing ourselves, but we are directing our forces to the destructive nature of the self by developing ego out of our thought pattern, our actions, and also our speech. We think that something great is going to happen uh, through me, through the world. Nothing will happen. No one can change the world. It is the process of the cosmos that it is coming inside you and doing all the things. So, in line with the another important point is that the error and fault and failing is that you are at error thinking that you are physical. You are at error thinking that you have achieved something. You are at error that you think that everything you have acquired. So every faults and every failings, there is no failing in life. Nothing fails like success is the poem. Every failing is a learning. So we have to see in that perspective. And if at all it is happening that everybody is uh, has their own way of learning things, if you think that everything is in process, you are not at a fault.
Chestnut, but a person who is not able to focus and learn from any experience, but instead to keep repeating them and making the same mistakes over and over, need chestnut bud flower remedy. These persons will invest money in share market and follow the same strategy and lose their money again and again. They won't learn from their failure or loss. A person who always kept his bike key somewhere and get in search of that need chestnut bed. In some house it will happen in searching of TV remote again and again. In children, those who are always doing their homework in last time when they're getting ready to school and getting scolded by their parents need chestnut bed. Chestnut bed is frequently seen in children. Kids seem inattentive and absent minded, always ready to fly off to new adventure, not to carry present task. They are forgetful, easily distracted, and are often misdiagnosed as slow because their lack of attention prevents them from observing their lessons. Since the physical body does react to the spiritual state, these people are often ill, and if they stop to recognize the patterns in their life, they would probably see that their illness are often triggered by the same life events repeated over and over. Getting into a thought again and again is different remedy, but getting into an action again and again is chestnut bud. A person or a child who falls sick in the same season or in same period in a year. For example, some people will get flu in spring or fall season in every single year. To break that pattern, they need chestnut bud. Person who lost their money in their
Another thing
business.
is you keep on changing your remedies again and again and not finding your remedy. You just take chestnut bud for 1 month. Stop taking remedies. Yeah, soon after the class you will take chestnut bud and larch, and after the class of next class, and you will take that remedy. It is a pattern, and you are not learning the remedy fully. So chestnut will will do to fix your remedy properly.
Person who lost their money in their business and not learning anything from their loss and doing same mistake need chestnut bud. When they intake chestnut bud, they will learn new things from their experience. Chestnut bud needed kids or people will lies to escape from their mistakes. A person who cannot handle family issues or situation and escape from the place needs chestnut bud. Chestnut bud persons, after get too many loans or credits from their friends or relatives, find difficulties to solve the situation and escape from their home or place, need chestnut bud.
There are people who buy many things without stopping. Another people who get loans without needing. There is no need for getting loans, but they will take loans. That qualities will be channelized when you take chestnut bud.
Children who are finding difficulties in learning need chestnut bud. Chestnut bud is the one of the best remedy for autism because autistic kids find difficulties to learn even simple things by themselves. They always need a helpers or guide or prompt. The biggest problem is facing in autistic kids or learning disability. When we give chestnut bud continuously, these kids will start learning without any hurdles and they applied in their day-to-day life. They will get eye contact and start listening what we are saying. Kids, those who are saying, I am having stomachache, I don't want to go to school, they need chestnut bud. When they ask to write homework, they will say some reasons and escape from doing their works. These kids need chestnut buds. Another difficulties autistic kids are facing is pattern. These kids are stuck inside the pattern in their day-to-day life. If that pattern change, they cannot accept. Chestnut bud break and bring them out of it and make them to go with the flow of their life. An alcoholic person who know if he drinks he will vomit everything and he does same thing every day needs chestnut bud. Wholeness of chestnut bud. Achieve better coordination between their inner thought activity and the physical situation. They begin to learn from their own experience as well as the observations of other experience. Mental flexibility and activity increase. So the person who was once considered slow and disinterested in life turns into a student eager to learn, especially with regard to learning from his or her own mistake. They will break and come out from the patterns and feel their freedom.
To heal the soul, chestnut bud helps, and it is all like the people who are learning repeatedly without learning it fully and without traveling on whatever that they have learned. And so even our birth is like that, like repeated birth, because we didn't correct our mistakes, and again we are here to heal my soul. Chestnut bud helps, and mistakes, errors, and faults, like Batch used to refer this as error, fault finding, and failing. And these people will be like, if they have interest, they'll be studying, and else like they'll do some escapism for whatever it is. And these people are like they don't observe themselves, and they don't have that observation as well. They don't have the focus, and they don't have experience, and overall they'll be doing the work in a very higher level, but in the full tendency, they'll be unique in certain skills. Only if they are so much interested, but they will leave about the rest of the things. Like they will not have any focus towards that. These people will be like going and getting the same color dress every now and then, and when they come and see in their cupboard, like they'll be able to see like all dresses are in the same color. Even they don't have that much focus like when they are choosing the dresses. They'll repeat the same mistakes and without learning from their mistakes itself. They'll not be in the current moment. So moving away from the flow, and they are called as like absent-minded masters, and forgetting the keychains, lunch boxes often. These people will be doing all these activities without their notice, and it will be repeated on a day-to-day basis. And they'll not be able to digest the ideas or acceptance, a kind of escaping tendency, and full of new learnings with so much of attentiveness will be there in the full tendency. Whatever happens in the world, I'll accept it as the lesson hereafter. That will be the full tendency. And they will realize, like, I have the mistake. The fundamental truth of their life will be revealed for them. Like, they know about it. And there'll be an increase in energy flow. Even there will be a increase in blood, and thickening of blood will also be tied up with this because of the thoughts. And integration of this eye to brain, they'll be learning and accepting the changes too. Normally we need to go from learning to teaching, but we are not doing in that front. And obviously we are poor listeners and talking much, so it has to happen from the listening and talking. So all these things will be attained with the chestnut bud. And these people will be like having um, they are like present in their self thoughts without their knowledge itself. And they'll be having some fixed characters, like it will take some time for changing them. They'll not they don't have, they don't gain the knowledge or wisdom anything from their mistakes. And because of the mental energy block, they'll be like not in the present. All this is because of like they are not in the present. Something happens around them, but they are not noticing it. So they don't have that sense to even learn it from there. No need to push for doing even the daily task, or even or till the goal achieving. So automatically it will be happening when we are taking this chestnut bud. And it encourages a positive potential to learn from the past mistake, gains knowledge and wisdom to move forward in life. And for those who wish to stop making the same mistake over and over again, and it brings lots of insight for every day. And it helps us to overcome uh, and learn from the past difficulties. So uh, it's good to move on and leave the past behind. And we are it is like obsessive behavior of thoughts, right? Like, so we will be able to like come out of it when we are having this chestnut bud. And with respect to our experience, earlier experiences, when we find that people are not real, if we take the chestnut bud, the people will be like people who are not real with us, they'll be moving away. Chestnut bud is helping especially for the kids and for new learnings for all across the ages. And even like most of the life hurdles are happening only because of the mistakes that again and again we are doing. If we are trying to avoid the same mistakes, we would have lived in a better way. At least like we would have been in a peace. So that can be attained using this chestnut bud. um, and this is called like old pattern cutting flower. So most of them are like repeated patterns in our life. So if the patterns are like cut, and it will give more energy for us, and the entire life will get changed. So this can be used for daily, and it's an universal remedy.
Chestnut bud. One in the shadow tendency of chestnut bud tends to repeat the same mistakes again and again due to their experiences not being really digested. They may seem very slow to learn from life, and they find it difficult to make assessments of any certain situation. They have no progress or development sometimes. They attempt to forget unpleasant experiences quickly, if they do happen, instead of learning from them. They may be naive, awkward, and inattentive, and they rush into new ventures without reflecting on past experiences. They don't recognize challenges and may have a lack of focus. When they are thinking of correcting their mistakes, they have no clue where to begin. And they do the same thing regardless of the same negative consequence. So they make the same mistake again and again. They may be filled with regret and remorse when repeating the same mistake in many different occasions, and they may be very impatient and think of the future ahead. When taking the chestnut bud remedy, one becomes mentally flexible and a good learner. They follow life's events with attention and therefore gain experience through the past and are able to make decisions by reflecting on them. They get the best out of what daily life has to give and are able to correct oneself and help others do so by observing them. They pay attention to what is not good for them so that they can avoid it and become very keenly observant, wise, and knowledgeable. They also watch and learn from others to avoid mistakes themselves. Chestnut Bud helps move out of the loop and move forward in life. One in the chestnut bud almost tenderly becomes very aware and vigilant. Chestnut
Okay.
bud relates to the soul potentials of learning capacity and of materialization. In the chestnut bud state, it is as if you are stuck like the sticky bud in the chestnut bud plant. The potential to blossom is there, but the bud remains closed tightly. Chestnut bud is the remedy for those who repeat the same mistakes due to not learning from their past experience. They do have the chance to blossom, but they're still not.
The remedy chestnut bed gave learning experience